What's up, guys? Welcome back to Chiefs Chat.
In this Jetson, we have breaking news, a story you're going to want to hear for the 20th time. Taylor Swift was reportedly spotted at Arrowhead Stadium. Our sources are telling us that she is, in fact, dating star tight end Travis Kelce. This is the most important story we're ever going to tell you in your entire life. So we're going to make sure you know about it. And we're probably going to be reporting on this same exact story another 26 times. So stay tuned for that.
But now that that's out of the way, we can talk about some football here, Chiefs with a massive win against the Chicago Bears team. I mean, what a game it was. We all expected this to be somewhat of a big blowout win for the Chiefs, but it was more than that, man. I mean, I certainly didn't expect a 31-point win from this Chiefs team. I mean, what a successful day it was for offense, defense, special teams. It was a fantastic day, wasn't it? I mean, it was just great. Good stuff on both sides of the ball, man. And my big takeaway from this game, I talked about it in my previous Chiefs chat when I was previewing this game. I just wanted to see us really just pound the rock. Just give it to our running backs and just, get them going, try to get them a lot of carries, try to get them a lot of yards, and try to get them used to just taking a big workload, because it feels like we don't really have a guy who, we can just hand the ball off to 20, 25 times. Isaiah Pacheco obviously is our prime candidate as a guy who could really be that bell cow type back. And in this game, man, I was really, really satisfied with what I saw from Isaiah Pacheco. The game kind of went like how I expected, and how everybody really expected it to go. A big, we were up by a lot at halftime. And for the rest of the game, it was really just pounding the rock and giving it to Pacheco, giving it to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And we saw a lot of really good carries from both of those guys. So I was even more satisfied than I was anticipating I would be. We were really spreading the ball around, giving our backs a lot of great opportunities. And that's what we want to see, man, because we know Patrick Mahomes can dominate. He showed us he showed us yesterday in that Sunday game that he can dominate. And obviously that's not breaking news. We know that Patrick Mahomes can do that, but the big story, I think, offensively at least, was our running backs, man. Just getting those carries, getting a lot of yards, just doing the job efficiently and effectively. That's what we want to see from our running backs, and that's all we need from our running backs, because we got Patrick Mahomes, right? But yeah, I was really, really happy with the way our offense played as a whole, because Patrick Mahomes, we really saw, from him at least, we really saw what we expected to see this season. Spreading the ball around a whole lot, and our receivers, although we did have a couple of drops here and there, for the most part, our young receivers getting a lot of good reps and playing some good ball, man. That's what we wanted to see from this offense against a Bears defense that, we should be executing pretty efficiently against those guys. And we were able to go out there and do that. Travis Kelce, of course, had a great game, led the team in receptions as he typically does. And yeah, man, super, super happy with the offense. We were looking for that explosion. We were looking for a good amount of points from our offense because we haven't quite seen that yet from our offense. It was the big story on all the networks before the games began. Are the Chiefs going to get back to that dominant, offense that we're used to seeing from them? And we absolutely did. A great game from the Chiefs offensively, and of course defensively as well. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen the numbers so far this season, but they're just absolutely ridiculous for our defense. Right now, we're the fourth best team in terms of points per game. We're the seventh best team in terms of yards per game. I mean, we're just looking fantastic. I mean, we are in the top 10 in almost every single defensive category. It's incredible. It really is. And I think just based on the way that we've been playing, I just feel like this could really carry on for the rest of the season. I just feel so great about our defense. And I know it was the Bears, okay? The Chicago Bears, they're not a great offense. They're still figuring a lot of things out. Justin Fields, I could make a whole video on the way that he's playing. It's been very, very rough for him. Not a decisive passer. And you can just tell, man. You can tell that he's just scared. Like he's just nervous, like he's not confident. It's really sad to see, just looking back at the way he was playing at Ohio State. He was just a baller. But so far in his NFL career, he's really fallen short of expectations. And I think it's just because, he's just scared. He plays like he's scared. He's got an open guy, but it's almost like he'd rather run rather than throw the football to him. I don't know what it is, man. But regardless, man, our defense, we stepped up big. We looked great. And we're playing the Jets next week, so I expect that to continue. Defense, big highlight of this team so far in the season. And I think we're primed and ready to face that Dolphins offense. Let's not forget, this week they scored 70 points. So once we face the Dolphins, I believe it's week 8 or 9, our defense, we should be ready. We are getting geared up for that, and I'm super excited about it. And then I think, the last thing that we need to talk about, unfortunately, I don't know if you guys are paying much attention to the game. I know quite a few Chiefs fans probably tuned out a little bit after we took that big lead. The game was pretty much over before it started. But late in the second quarter, Patrick Mahomes did unfortunately sustain another ankle injury, seemingly re-aggravating that ankle that he, got tweaked up a little bit in the postseason last year. Not sure if it's, we don't yet know the exact details of the injury. Certainly it's not as severe as it was in the postseason last year. Definitely wasn't in as much pain. He got those ankles taped up. And it was encouraging to see him back on the field in the second half, even though, if you ask me, I think we probably should have sat him down before that. We didn't necessarily need him in the second half. But he came back in the second half. He showed us that, hey, I did get hurt a little bit, but I'm back on the field. That's very encouraging to see. I think he's going to have, no problem, continuing to suit up for the Chiefs and playing next week. It's just about the uncomfortableness of just watching him suffer that injury and just like, you never want to see your quarterback get hit. But it just seems like Patrick Mahomes is, especially because now, we gave him that new contract, renegotiated his contract. He's got so much money right now. We've just got so much invested in this guy, Patrick Mahomes. That alone is enough to be like, oof, just do not hurt Patrick. But obviously it's a lot more than that. It's Patrick Mahomes being the guy who takes us to the Super Bowl every year. So he scares me. He really does. I really would like to see him stay healthy, obviously, please. And it was just such a dumb play. He just got rolled on. It was after he had thrown the ball, and he just got rolled over. It was unfortunate. It was very unfortunate, and it wasn't the player's fault. He didn't necessarily know that he was rolling into Patrick Mahomes. Didn't know that he was going to cause that injury. But it's still just very unfortunate to see, and we just hope that's not a lingering issue with Patrick Mahomes. That's the only thing we're really concerned about. We just hope that Patrick Mahomes can, just muscle through it, get back on the field, and that's obviously the most important thing is his health. The health of our players should be the number one priority over everything, and that's really why after he suffered that injury, I was like, let's just let's put in Blaine Gabbert. Let's get him back in the game. That was unfortunate. The only thing about that game that I was like, that's scary, was obviously that Mahomes injury, but everything else about that Bears game, flawless, perfect, great stuff. Defense shined in that game. I saw a couple of really great plays. Mike Dana is a guy who I think has been really, really good so far this season. Trent McDuffie had a big play, punched the ball out. It's exactly what we like to see from our big playmakers, man. Good stuff. And of course, we had that tipped ball interception. Mike Edwards, I believe, was the one who came down with that one. So great stuff, man. Great stuff. Heading into week 4, playing the Jets Sunday Night Football next week. It's going to be a good one. Super, super excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next Chiefs chat. Peace out.